Hi, and welcome to this live reading from Jinxed by Maggie Adams, and this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Prologue. Tell me, Madame Labarge, what do you see? The older woman's wrinkled hand skimmed along the palm of my hand. I see a change, she said. The black and gold bangles on her wrists twinkled in the candlelight. The glow lent an eerie shadow to her visage, making her look almost macabre. A major change within your life. I see danger from spirits of past decisions you've made haunting you. This is not a good time, ma chérie, to be where you are. She stared into my eyes. Your life will be undergoing a change. You must be prepared to flee for your life from the city. I can't leave Chicago. My life is here. I have no enemies. I have my friends. Business is booming. All is right with my world. I shrugged. Well, there is that annoying political unrest and, well, of course, the rioting and the looting. But Chicago has always been a hot spot for violence. Yes, precisely that, Madame Labarge insisted and grabbed my hand once again, holding it in a rather tight grip for such an elderly woman as she turned it palm up. Do you see this line here? She pointed to the deep line just beneath my fingers. That is my love line. Look closely. There is another and another. You're being separated from your love. You're being coerced into doing what you know is not right. If this change comes about, I fear it will be the death of what you truly love. She released my hand, running weary fingers through her long gray locks. It's true, ma chérie. I have never known the lines to lie. I could see she was deadly serious. Can I correct this? If you leave, your fate could be changed. I know this is not what you want to hear. Let us read the leaves to be sure. Yes, please. I shook off the shiver of fear that ran down my back as the elderly woman shuffled into the other room. I could hear her puttering about in the kitchenette, humming softly to herself. I knew the tune. It was a child's lullaby. I'm sure it was meant to bring me comfort, but tonight it grated on my ears. I wanted to go home, take off my caftan, grab some wine, and process what she told me. Madame Labarge, I called out. Perhaps we should wait a few days to see if my fortune changes? No. The elderly woman returned carrying a tea tray. A bit of Earl Grey will do very well. I sighed in resignation and tried not to show the tremors of anxiety. This was indeed my last resort. The nightmares, the crazy thumps throughout the day, I knew I was being visited by spirits, and the medium was positive it was true. Madame handed me a fragile floral teacup. Drink up, dear, and we shall confirm what I've already said, or, she grinned, if I'm simply a doddering old woman, we can confirm that as well. I chuckled, taking a big sip of the strong tea. I'd never really cared for Earl Grey. Oolong was more to my taste, but chamomile was my favorite. I'd drunk gallons of the latter since this mess began, trying to calm my nerves. The tea she'd handed me wasn't too hot, and I took another long drink. I wanted this over quickly so I could get back to my shop, which always managed to comfort me. Maybe I could install a chaise somewhere in my store to sleep. Perhaps the ghosts wouldn't visit me there. I drained the contents and handed the cup back to her. What do you see? I smiled, trying desperately not to peer over the rim. The old woman studied the dregs left by the tea leaves, then dropped the cup with a clatter as if it burned her fingers, the beautiful item crashing to the carpeted floor, breaking into tiny pieces. Oh, ma chérie, it is worse than I feared. You must flee the city. Go soon, or the demons will have haunted you for years, will surely come upon you and render their retribution. But I don't understand. Why? I asked. I could feel her fear, and my green eyes grew wide. I do not know. The old woman waved her hand in front of her. Now, you must go. Do not come back. The demons will visit me as well if you do. Please, it is imperative that you leave this place. Caught up in the anxiety I could feel emanating from the older woman, I grabbed my coat. At the door, I turned around. Thank you, Madame Labarge, for all you have given me, for your support and assistance. She waved her hands, shooing me away. Go and be safe before the demons are set upon you. The old woman practically pushed me out the door, closing and locking it with force. Influenced by the terror the fortune teller felt, I hurried along the side streets into the bustling area in the south side of Chicago, quickly hailing a cab and heading home. I soon reached the safety and familiarity of my shop across town, which also happened to house my apartment upstairs. After another fitful night's sleep, I awoke to the news that Madame Labarge's establishment had been vandalized last night, and the poor woman's throat had been slit. I crumpled onto my kitchen floor in a panic, wondering if the demons of my past had indeed come for retribution. Chapter 1. What do you mean you're leaving? Miranda Michaels focused her dark brown eyes on me as she handed me a full cup of coffee. I wasn't sure caffeine was the cure for nervousness, but I took the beverage nonetheless. We were in her kitchen, me, her, and the rest of the women I proudly called my family. We had been friends for over 15 years, and they knew I was sincere in my beliefs and didn't say anything I didn't mean. I can't get into it right now. I don't know if I can ever say anything. I have secrets, and they followed me. Found me, I whispered, my tears falling. What the hell kind of secrets do you have? Kimmy snorted, flipping back her black bangs with an impatient hand. Now she pierced me with her gray-blue eyes. You're an open book. You play with your crystals, and you even sell a few here and there. You're always mixing potions, checking out our futures, and all of that. So what did this old witch say to spook you? Kimmy was known for getting straight to the point, if in a rather blunt way. Tessa was forever trying to temper Kimmy's abruptness with a bit of decorum, but Kimmy was Kimmy, and I loved her for her forthrightness and honesty. Tessa hurried around the corner of the large marble island in the kitchen toward me. Well, more like floated around. I always thought she resembled an angel with golden blonde hair falling in waves around her shoulders, a lithe, petite body, and beautiful baby blue eyes. I swear she had wings tucked into her feminine dresses. Holding my trembling hands, Tessa stared deeply into my eyes, then, releasing me, she pushed the graying red hair away from my face. Honey, you know whatever it is, we're here for you. You don't need to run away, but you do need to tell us what this is about. We can't help you unless we know the truth. The truth is, I'm being stalked by demons and I have to leave, I said shakily. I ran away from something in my 20s and my sin has caught up with me. Chloe drew in a heavy sigh. The only demons out there are bad people, so what have you done? Did you somehow get involved with the wrong people? Why would someone be stalking you? Chloe, as usual, tried to get to the heart of the matter. Did you piss off a mob boss or some political thug? Chicago's full of them, you know. Chloe was a bit of a conspiracy theorist. She was forever talking about money trails and corporate laundering. She loved politics and intrigue, and frankly, sometimes she scared the hell out of me because almost everything she predicted about the government came true. She was a financial genius who also happened to love sex and power. She attempted more than one high-powered executive into her bed with her voluptuous body and dark blonde hair. One wink from those glowing amber eyes, and men and a few women came running. She was a modern-day de Medici, and I was glad she loved me. I wouldn't stand a chance of survival if I crossed her, and I knew it. The demons are not all out there. They're in here. I pointed to my heart and my head. I can't sleep. I hear noises. I can't even think anymore. I'm constantly anxious no matter what I try. They looked at each other. Menopause, they said in unison. I shook my head. It's not menopause, although... When was your last period? Kimmy interrupted. Was it really bloody? Are you regular? Any severe cramping? Hey, we're in my kitchen, Miranda intervened. That's gross. Oh, please. You and Rita have probably done the dirty right here on this island, Kimmy retorted. Miranda blushed. That's none of your concern. We are here to help Sadie. Woohoo! Chloe clapped her hands. Now we're getting somewhere. Tell us, Miranda, did you give him the grapefruit treatment we talked about? Enough, said Tessa, coming around the corner and glaring sharply at Chloe. We're here for Sadie. We can talk about Miranda's love life later. No, I stated. I want to hear this. Is it a treatment for dysfunction or simply sensual enlightenment? Could I offer it at the shop? I finally felt a small glimmer of a smile transform my face. The women erupted into laughter. Oh, you could, Sadie, but you'd probably be arrested, Chloe commented, then turned to Miranda. Did you use the orange treatment I told you about, or did you use grapefruit? It's all dependent on his size. What? I screeched. Tessa put a hand over Chloe's mouth as Kimmy hastened to explain it to me. You take an orange or grapefruit, not cold, but room temperature. No one likes a cold, sad, shriveled dick, Miranda smirked, and Chloe snickered, but one look from Tessa shut her up. You cut out the core of the fruit, trying for the same size as your lover's penis. Then at the appropriate moment, you slip the fruit into his penis, sliding it up and down as you suck him off, Chloe informed the group. Oh my, Tessa grabbed a napkin to fan herself. Chloe gave us a lecherous grin. They say it's like getting fucked and sucked at the same time. Neil Abbott, my friend and proprietor of the occult store next to mine, expressed an interest in taking our relationship to the next level. I wondered if he'd be open to testing this theory. I was definitely curious, although it might have been best if we actually slept together before I broached the subject of expanded sexual awareness. I asked my friends their opinions. No! Miranda stomped her foot. I know you think this conversation makes you feel better, but what will really make you feel better is if we get to the root of your problem. I have spirits haunting me in my house, and I have to flee. I dropped my gaze quickly to stare into my coffee cup, knowing they probably wouldn't believe me. What kind of spirits? Asked Chloe matter-of-factly. My head popped up. You believe me? I'm not saying that, Sadie, Chloe said, but something has you spooked, and if you look at it logically, something is going on. If it's not menopause, then it's got to be something else. Because even though you're a whack job, you're our whack job. We know you. We know you're kind of crazy. This is not in keeping with your crazy, Kimmy pointed out with her usual bluntness. Thank you, but I really do think maybe I am going crazy, I cried. Oh, honey. Tessa wrapped her arms around me. Tell us. It'll make you feel better. Miranda shoved the plate of cookies until they stopped in front of me. Eat. The sugar will help. They are your favorite. Chocolate chip. A slight distraction in the doorway had all of us turning. The last of our funny little group of sisters was here. Agnes sauntered in with her usual brusqueness, and the slight smell of lavender and sage clinging to her tracksuit wafted through the air. I had made her an ointment fragranced with those herbs to help her with her arthritic knees. They must be acting up again. Now what's this here about one of my girls having troubles? She harumphed, setting her large back down, her Ferragamos slightly squeaking against the beautiful terrazzo floor. At 75, she was still a vibrant, powerful woman. Her gray, curly hair was cropped close to her face. She hugged me quickly and stepped back. I won't have it, Sadie. You tell us what's wrong, and then we'll have a lovely brunch. I called in an order to Dalio's. They'll be here in half an hour. As usual, Agnes took care of everything. Johnny, her former lost love, came to stand on the opposite side of Tessa. Reaching over and patting my hand, he said, Tell us what's wrong, dear, and we'll fix it. And if we can't, we'll find someone who can. He was a sweet man regardless of his hardened look. He'd spent a lifetime in the Navy, and he reminded me of a weathered sea captain with his full gray beard and piercing blue eyes. I don't know what's going on. I glanced pleadingly at the others, silently begging them to explain. Taking the hint, they gave Agnes and Johnny a rundown of the past conversation. Did we rule out menopause? Agnes questioned. Yes, my friends spoke in unison. Something's got her spooked, Miranda said. There's something at the house or someone who wants her out. Neil? Tessa inquired. I blushed. Oh, no, Sadie, you didn't, Chloe murmured. Ew, I told you to never foul your own nest. Don't mix business with pleasure, and he's so... Blech. I shrugged. I hadn't fouled my nest yet with him, but my prospects were somewhat limited given my profession, my lifestyle, and my general lack of funds. What? Did I miss something? Agnes said, shifting her gaze between all of us. She slept with Neil, Chloe explained. I didn't. I rolled my eyes. We kissed a few times, but that's all. We were taking it slow. If he wanted out or didn't want to continue our relationship, he could say so. He knows that. It's not him, and he's definitely not a ghost. Ghosts? Kimmy explained. You said spirits. I thought you meant like Ouija board shit. No. Actual ghosts flying through the air in my bedroom. Bumps and weird noises like chains dragging, too. Kimmy got fired up quickly. What medicines are you taking? Are you doing some of those mushrooms again? Has Neil talked you into experimenting with some of that weird shit in his shop? So help me God, if he's got you scared because of his occult stuff, I'm going to take those dear penises and shove them up his ass. No, I am not. I told you. I tried them once, and they did nothing except give me a headache. Well, after I came back from Mars anyway. And Neil has never asked me to be a guinea pig with his stuff. You know he's very cautious. He knows what his medicines can do. People have been using them for centuries, I argued. Kimmy seemed unconvinced. That's it. I'm done with this shit. I'm calling Mitchell. No, I whined. What is he gonna do? Shoot a ghost? No, I couldn't have Mitchell there. All of the old feelings, the pain he had caused me, I couldn't take it on top of everything else. Oh, Maximum Muscles Mitchell, Chloe crooned. Is he still chasing bad guys and rescuing victims? He's retired, Kimmy said with a small smile. He takes the odd job here and there, though. Well, paranormal sightings is an odd job, Agnes rubbed my back. I say we call him. I began wringing my hands. This had gone on long enough. I had to tell them the whole truth.